network with URTV, with public access. This is it. You're looking at it. This is public access, and this is, if you're going to do it, this is where you're going to do it. So don't hesitate. I don't hear those phones ringing, but people should be calling in right now. Now, on Wednesday nights, which I know that's a whole week away now, but on Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock, we have orientation, and that's really the first step. Orientation is free to the members and to the public alike. It's a good idea that membership drop through orientation every now and then, just to check in and get updated on a few of the changes and stuff that have been made, and or just to remind, we forget things, just to remind ourselves of how some of the things work and stuff, and start getting maybe involved again. Some people who maybe haven't been to orientation in a while and haven't been by to edit anything or put anything on the air, maybe this would be a good time to drop by orientation and just start, refamiliarize yourself with where the building is. We're right down here. Gee, you know what I don't know? I don't know. Let me see. I don't think up on here the sign. I don't see if it. No, but there's a MySpace page. It says urtv.org, myspace.com, URTV Channel 20. There we go. And the address here is 31 College Place, Suite 20A. And that would be the place to come. That's Asheville, North Carolina, 28801. And that would be the place to come and get start orientation. Don't be late. It starts promptly at 6, they say, and get started. But we have an awful lot of fun here. And if you talk to anybody, like if you talk to Matt Howard, who just called in on the phone, doesn't this sound like the when public TV is doing their things, and for a gift of only $95, you get the CD and this wonderful video of the guy who just did the last program talking about how you too can be happy if you've just moved to the happiest place in the world. That's right. Here we are. This is the public access channel for the happiest town in America. That's right. Now, how would you like to have a show on the public access channel for the happiest town in America? Everybody would be happy, happy, happy. See, I don't have any guests here for my tea party. You may have noticed. I'm beginning to notice. And since it's running in close to an hour's worth of it and no real guests, I'm beginning to know. I start to notice that. And but am I unhappy? Why, no. I am happy, happy, happy. Okay, there you go. And you can meet Jonathan, mild superstar in his own right here, and if you come to the open house. And so let me just encourage you that there are 2 first steps available right now at this time, and the first one coming up will be on the first Wednesday, any Wednesday night. Be here prompt, just a little before 6 o'clock. You can do orientation, and you can be swept right into the URTV maze of excitement. Beginning with orientation on a Wednesday night, or you can come for our opening gala. Now, when we say gala, we mean gala. Okay, this is going to be. This could turn out to be one of the gayest galas that Asheville's seen, and that's saying something. But this is an opening gala, semi-formal social event. Now what that means is you can't wear cut-off shorts and sandals. Okay, well, you could. Actually, if you wear cutoff shorts and sandals, we won't throw you out, but we will look at you funny. Everybody will look at you funny, and they will say, that's a little too semi, and a little too much on the semi, and a little too little on the formal. All right. I would recommend at least a button-down collar. And if you could bring yourself to wrap a tie around your neck, that would be good. A sports jacket would be even that much better. Now it's probably not as far as white shirt, black tie, but it's moving into that area. It's semi-formal. Okay, so you probably don't want to wear your overalls. You know what I'm saying? If you're a mechanic, you probably don't want to wear your coveralls, but that's okay. And if that really is too much for you to deal with, then I think you can wear anything you want to the after party. Whoa! Look who just came in. It's Ralph.
Let's see.
Oh yeah. Blackout. There we go. Indeed. Come on in. Howdy. You know what I'm sitting here doing?
Talking.
Yeah, I'm plugging our semi-formal social event, the opening gala.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was.
You can come and be on TV.
Yeah, here, pull your little square mic around to you, and I'll turn it up.
Oh, what, this
No,
one?
the little square. Yeah, I would say. I have put a new battery in it today. Yeah, that's enough. It makes just enough room to get to a good spot for you, I think. Go ahead.
Hello. Testing.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Testing. Testing.
There you go.
Testing.
You are on the air. Yeah.
Good. Yep. I'm there.
I can hear Pat out in the hall talking.
You can.
Yeah.
Off this?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't hear her till I turned that up. But yeah, I've been. Are you going to be here for the semi-formal?
Yes, I'll be here all 3 days, and I'll be teaching the seminar on Saturday. And we look forward to seeing all of you guys. I mean, all of you out there. You too. Yeah, all of you.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hot.
I believe it's getting close to ready. You might try it. See if it's ready yet. Is it still a bit weak?
Looks hard to say without tasting it.
I would give it another maybe couple of minutes. That's all.
Yeah.
And
oh, that's nice. That Jonathan's card.
mm-hmm.
Look pretty. Business card.
Yeah. He threw it in
Jonathan Zarni,
here. Mm-hmm. He threw it in here because I was
Operations Manager.
I was trying to give people the address here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go. There you go. It'll focus right in on it. Back it off just a little. There you go.
Actually, it has a macro that we get in really quick.
I know it. Does a good job, doesn't it?
Call this man.
But yeah. Well, here's what I was wondering.
Started to buy a box of cookies on the way, and I was in a hurry, but
We've got some.
I'll get you some next time.
My roommate, Judson, grabbed me on the way out the door and said, "Here's some cookies." When I was getting my act together to come down here, he says, "Here's cookies."
Well, I can't get
Well,
them
just
out.
slide the whole thing out. Pull that. Pull that. No, pull that. Yeah. Here, let me do it.
Okay.
Here's what I was talking about. Well, you see, it's not working.
Oh,
Right
yeah,
now.
well,
Just pull the whole thing out.
there you go.
Hey there, would you care to come to tea?
Oh man, I appreciate the offer, but I was just showing. Come on over here, girl. I was showing my daughter this is.
Hi, would you like to come to tea?
Would you like a cookie?
You can both come to tea.
Would you like a cookie, Werner? You know. Okay, no, she was not.
Okay. All right.
Hi, mom.
All right.
Good cookie.
Well, I ate the first stack out of them. Where,
You know the Rode microphone I told you about, like that one. I almost got another one, but I got outbid on eBay. Somebody wanted it worse than I did.
You have a straight NT1.
Yeah.
Not
this was an NT1A.
Okay, you're after an NT. Have you heard
with the shock mount like that?
Have you heard an NT1A yet? Have
But
you?
the NT1 is so sweet. I used it today for an interview.
The NT1 actually, truly, in my personal taste, actually sounds better, has just a little bit more character to it, and sounds a little bit more open and airy to me, and sounds good. But the 1A, if you know the Neumann microphone that it rivals, if you've heard one of those, if you've heard that Neumann, it sounds so close to that Neumann.
Yeah, I used to sell Neumann. Neumann.
Yeah, Neumann that
Bayer. Too,
I love Bayers.
Both Germans, yeah.
I like that small ribbon Bayer that they make that looks like a SM58, but it's it's black, but it's the shape where we like it.
I got an SM58 too. I use it for voiceovers a lot, but I love that NT1. That's my favorite microphone. I'd really like to find another one of those because I know what.
Are they starting to get rare?
No, it's just that a lot of people know they're good microphones, and when they come up on eBay, they get bid up real quick.
I know it. I guess I should have kept my mouth shut. See, that's what happened is when that microphone came out, I ran around like a madman telling everybody, hey, this is the best money.
Whoa.
This is the best money you're liable to be able to spend on a microphone,
Well, I'd like to wind up with about 4 of them, and that would pretty well cover
My God.
most of my event.
Well, don't be afraid of the NT1As. The NTA1As are wonderful microphones.
Yeah.
So,
But I take that NT1, I've got a floor stand that's on, I set it to the side of the table where it's not in the picture. I angled the people. It'll pick up 3 people all the way across. You don't have to adjust any levels.
It's pretty good.
It's beautiful, yeah. Wonderful pattern.
It's hard to get that.
Yeah, I mean, no echo, anything. It sounds like everybody's mic'd with a lavalier, except it's fuller. So.
Yeah. Has a little bit more bottom end to it.
Yeah. When I first started doing interviews, I just thought, well, you got to put a lavalier on everybody, but it really sounds better if you use a mic like that. The lavalier, you get that deep chest sound and everything. It's not as good, in my opinion. You guys can come down and we'll talk other things besides technical stuff.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had planned to do some technical stuff today because I brought that thing in.
Oh, what is that?
Have you not seen that?
Yeah, I think I have, but turn around and I'll know for sure. Yeah, I have seen
Well,
that.
one
yeah.
like it?
I got one like it.
Do you really? Are you sure?
Well, not essentially the same thing, yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Same.
that's a mixer. Yeah, I got one something like this, except it's a Shure.
Yeah, Sure makes one.
Yep.
They do. And at first glance of the components, how it's built and stuff like that, one of the major difference between this one and the Shure is the first thing you notice is that Shure has transformers in it, input transformers, and this one doesn't have input transformers in it. But it's electrosonic, and I know you do know about electrosonic.
Yep.
And I was so happy with the way this thing sounds, and then I realized why. Is because electrosonic is primarily known for making their wireless mics, and I realized that to make a wireless mic sound good, that for your little transmitter, you had to have a good preamp for whatever microphone you were going to make wireless.
Right.
And that's where I think that one of their main advantages is they make a wonderfully quiet and good sounding. I was looking to see if you're going after the sludge again. Were you here before to use those?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so you like the taste of them?
Yeah, I do. It's natural sugar. Yeah. I can't have too much sugar, but I'll have a little bit. Gonna let it dissolve a while.
So I figured that's one of the things. Now I don't think that, I think they make a good transmitter and everything else for their wireless mics, but right off the bat
Come right in.
is it some friend or foe?
Friend.
Hey, come on.
I'm always a friend of yours.
I was going to ask, Celt or Saxon?
Celt or Saxon?
Celt or Saxon?
Well,
So
Now, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I have wires to play with. Here, introduce yourself, because I've already forgot your name, and I apologize. I just forget names.
Well, my name is Keenan Lake.
Now say it again.
Keenan Lake.
Keenan Lake.
That's me.
Here, let me turn your microphone up. Let me put my headphones on.
He's the star of the program, A Closer Look,
Let's see here.
which I edited for you, and it looks great. It came out good, yeah.
There you are.
Now, of course, it crashed when I started the second copy, so check with me more. I'll burn you copies of the other shows.
That'll definitely
No problem.
There we go. Let's see. Back off just a little bit.
Yeah.
Here, slide down to that chair. You'll be a little more centered. And
Okay.
there's tea in this pot that's ready, and this one is just about to be.
I told you during Studio B, I love your show. Because you in Studio B each class, we get cookies and tea and stuff. That's great.
Yeah, here's the cookies.
Right, there we go. Yeah, I have some.
Yeah, I told you I did an interview today. Keenan was the one using that NT microphone.
Oh,
Sounded really good.
well, that was
We
today.
were bragging on how well the microphone I used sounded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll sit around and talk about
Yeah.
microphones and stuff like that.
Let me step out 1 second to turn my phones off, and I'll be right back.
All right,
Well, I don't turn mine on. Nobody calls me,
it's not required.
except for business sometimes.
I may quit playing with the wires here in a minute.
I got a pretty good deal. I'm getting paid to go to the casino at Cherokee on business Monday.
I see.
I told the guy that commissioned me to do that, it's gonna cost him and me both.
Yeah. Do you play the machines when you go there?
Seldom. In fact, I go by the casino quite a bit. I've only been in twice. First time I won $3, second time I won 20, so I quit. I'm not a big gambler.
Right. Well, you got your lunch, didn't you?
Yep.
That alone is amazing. I bid on one of these just the other day, and had it right up, of course, until the last day.
I've been trying to find a switcher, but they don't go cheap.
Which kind of switch are you looking for?
Well, I'll take any kind. I'd even take one of those.
Or better?
Or better, preferably.
Uh-huh.
No offense.
All right. Yeah, I have
But,
three.
yeah.
I have 3 phones. I had to shut them off. Had to leave one of them on. I had
3 phones.
3 cell phones. 3 of them.
Now, what on earth would you do with 3 cell phones?
Well, I pretend that I'm a busy man, and that's my little facade to make me think that I'm busy.
All right. Oh. Hey,
You have cookies.
Done.
I'm just here for the
These
cookies.
are here for the cookies.
can I pour you some tea?
No, thank you. No,
Call
thank you.
this man
I'm
if you have
totally.
any questions.
Sure, if you have any cookies.
You're not even a
also
teetotaler?
I love sweet tea. I love iced tea, like iced tea, sweet
Oh,
tea.
sugar, I
We have
think.
sugar, but we don't have ice.
Yeah, but I'm good though. But I appreciate it.
What about like this? I hear this one back here getting ready to soar. Well, tell us about what you've been up to. Slide up to your to the table
so you guys can see me, huh?
so you're being more in the microphone.
Well, me personally, I've been working, same old, nothing much, you know, trying to keep my head above water,
Making TV shows.
making TV shows.
Yeah.
And well, now here's one. Now you've been in one of my classes.
That's correct.
Now we're getting ready to do a workshop around here, and I'm going to teach an audio. I'm doing audio tonight in Studio A too, but I'm getting ready to do an audio workshop. And now you've been through one of my classes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't want to make you say anything you don't want to say. I want you to be completely honest. If you think it was just the most amateur Mickey Mouse thing you ever did or anything, say what you truly believe.
Mm-hmm.
But I am fishing just to see if I might just happen to catch somebody that said, "Oh man, that was great." Anyway, but I want you to say what you really think.
Okay,
You know,
and you're not twisting my arm under the
not
table.
not a bit. I don't want you, but I really do. What do you think? What would you say about people coming on Saturday the 14th of June to workshops here?
Well, what I would say is, you know, taking your class, it was very educational. I mean, it wasn't some kind of put together class. It wasn't a class where it was like, okay, you're just here trying to pass the time. I think that you did a good job because not only did you have, I think we had a pretty big class. We had like 4 of us at the same in our class.
In this
Actually, it was
room.
5. It was 5 of us in this small room. It was 5. It was a girl and 4 guys. Yeah. So I think it was put together really well. I learned a lot, and as far as this particular room, I can work pretty much the cameras and pretty much get a show started.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was really educational. And as far as the workshop, that's June the 14th. Hey, I think that it'll be a great thing for people to attend that.
Have you been taking any of the other classes?
I think the class that you're doing tonight, Studio A,
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to take that class and then also field gear. But my timing is a little,
And you didn't get either one of them?
no.
Okay.
Now my partners did.
Mhm.
My partners, both of those guys are actually in the Studio A, and then my other partner's he's doing the field gear as well.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, my time is bad. I like
You're
I
a
said,
busy man.
I pretend to be busy. Yeah.
You got to have 3 cell phones.
I pretend to be busy and was unable to get my timing straight for that class.
Well, you got to quit pretending to be busy.
That's it. I mean, I'm trying to work on that, but it's hard. Yeah, I think that workshop should be good. Now, what all is involved in the workshop?
Okay, look at the
right
poster
behind you.
behind you on the wall. There are a bunch of workshops, and I don't know that they're all listed. I'm doing an audio for video, music video workshop.
And I'm doing animation.
Oh, okay.
Special effects, movie magic.
Well, that's great. We got 2
Yeah.
professionals doing those then. That's all right.
And someone's doing outdoor lighting, podcasting, field audio, sound for bands. You're doing that, aren't you, John?
Yeah, I'm doing.
Pre-production, advanced studio, Studio B panel, field production panel.
Allison's doing pre-production.
Yeah, she is.
Do you know what? Have you heard about Allison's credentials? Have you heard all about?
Oh yeah, I know.
She came in here the other day when she was editing up. She shot the Hillary Clinton talk, and when she finished it, she had like 15 minutes or something of time.
Yeah.
She didn't have filled up, so she came in here, was asking me if I have any fillers. She was asking around, and we told her, well, just put in whatever you got. But she wanted to make it exactly on the 30 minutes. So.
Don't we all?
We try to. So, so I saw it when it aired the other night, and so she just sort of did a little hodgepodge clip of some of her previous work and stuff like that as a little promo at the end. She had beautiful footage she'd shot of the Dalai Lama. She had Michael Moore. Her interview with Michael Moore was on there. She had some of her videos when she was, I guess, pretty much the star of the interview show on the BBC and stuff like that. And I mean, she was hitting you with just one right after another. It all looked extremely slick, and her graphics and stuff were very slick and professional. And so I can take it. You don't have to be in the absolute.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's cool.
Let me see. I was trying to do my trick where I make one wide and one tight.
Well, that's pretty good.
You need a couple more cameras in here, Don. You need one back there for over the shoulder shots.
I could use it. I could use I could use a different switcher, and I could use a more extensive switcher, and I could use. Actually, I could just bring in sort of an external, a little strip switcher. That one I've got at home. I could bring in that little 12, and I could run up to 12 extra.
Why is there noise on that monitor?
I don't know, but it's coming in from the.
It's not going out over the air, right?
No, that's coming in off the cable.
Oh.
Okay, and that TV's just run by the cable, and I'm not sure it had that noise on it before it was bundled in this. You see that plastic thing?
Is that live cable broadcast?
That's the cable broadcast.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what we monitor is a live cable broadcast, and
interesting.
And this is the perfect reason why you need to come on June the 14th, because these two gentlemen are talking about things I have no idea. and you can learn this kind of stuff by coming to these type of functions.
Yeah, it's fun. It's not hard.
It's not
easy.
hard, no.
we try to have fun. Did you have fun?
I did have fun. I had a great time.
Well, good. That's as good
We had some laughs. I mean, it was a
that's as good an advertisement for it as I could hope for.
It was some
had fun.
some good laughs, but it was serious, and we learned a lot.
That's nice, John.
That is nice.
What he's talking about, this is Studio B. This is the smaller of the two live studios we have here at URTV. And if you become a producer, become a member of URTV, then you can use this studio and put on your own live shows. Now, that's a pretty good deal. Plus, you can use a big studio, too, if you have a big enough show to do.
And in this one, you can brew tea.
And eat cookies as well.
We have tea in this one.
And eat cookies. Don't forget the cookies. That's
And if
important.
you don't want to produce to be on TV, you simply come down here and walk into the URTV office, ask the guy in the front where the show is, and come back and be on the show with us. Bring cookies. Bring cookies.
Yeah, I invite
You will be welcome.
I invite everybody who's a member of URTV to come to the tea party. And other noted mad scientists.
Yes.
Ralph, he kind of falls in both categories. He gets a little bit of both.
Yep.
It's a cool background you got going.
Looks good.
Yeah, instead of making a new 420 roll, I made a new background slideshow for this week far.
I have to get. Oh, look.
You
Look
like
at my pants.
You like the pants? You like those striped pants you had on? Mm-hmm.
There was a teapot back there. Yeah. We have fun.
Various images that I'd been downloading off of the internet and stuff like that. There's my union. Did you know I'm a union guy?
IWW.
Oh, so this is all your work. You did all this, huh?
What is that?
That's International Workers of the World. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah.
The Wobblies. Have you heard of?
Wobblies, yeah, I'm familiar with those. They've been around a long time.
I got my union card with me. You ever seen a Wobbly union card? Not many people have. We're right proud of our. We sing songs. Union meetings, when you meet with the Wobblies, they have. It's like going to church because they got like a hymnal. They got a songbook, and if you look in the songbook, they got songs written by people that you look at the names of the authors of the songs, and they got names like Joe Hill and stuff like that are famous people in history. That doesn't mean that they can all sing very good. I'll tell you that, but we have a really good time.
Right.
So there.
Yeah, when
Yeah, there's
I
IW.
worked for NASA,
That's an IWW
Cool.
membership card right there. It is.
All right. Man, you work for NASA, right?
yeah, I worked for NASA.
I didn't know
But
that.
they tried to unionize us. IBEW, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers.
Well, I could see that. I could almost see that one, but I don't believe that would fly.
We voted them. It didn't fly. I mean, it got trounced by like 85 or 90% to 10 or so. So that was my chance to be in a union.
Well, you can join the IWW. It's kind of hard when you work for yourself.
Yeah, but I'm hoping to have to join the Writers Guild of America.
Yeah.
Which on the East Coast is Teamsters.
Tell
Believe
me
it or not, the Screenwriters Guild on the East Coast is part of the Teamsters.
I'm going to see who's ringing me. You talk to us about what you've been producing. You've been working on something.
Well, I mean, most of the public out there, you guys know of me from A Closer Look, and that's the TV show that we put out, the community issues with A Closer Look, and that's been going really well. Been having a great time dealing with that project and all the people that I've met, all the talent that I've been able to interview and work with. Not to mention Mr. Roberts, who's just done wonders and has helped us tremendously, getting ourselves started and getting off the ground has been a real good thing for us. So I really appreciate that. And now I have a phone call as well.
Yeah. In the house that you're in, is there a TV set?
Being that both everybody else is on the phones, I'll
Do they get cable TV there?
Although it's hard to talk when two people talking on phones at the same time. But I can do it and drink tea at the same time because I am
Talented.
Or do you
He
have-
is very
do you know, do they
talented.
have, how do they get their internet?
Okay, well, continuing on, that was nice. Old Masters.
No, the question that
Okay,
the question I got for you, Mr. Roberts, is have you been seeing the news?
Well, if you're going somewhere
And,
where they have cable TV,
I think it was the earthquake in China.
Tune
Yeah,
in
China
channel
and
20.
cyclone in Burma, or
You'll see me on
used to be
TV.
Burma. Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
I'm on TV
It's
right now.
interesting the contrast. You know, the Chinese are being pretty open about what's
All right.
going on, and the junta, the military dictatorship
All right.
that runs Burma, is
You
not
go.
being open.
I think the way I understood it is they're trying to keep as many people out of there as they can and only letting minimum supplies come in. And
Yeah, well, that's the people in Burma, but the people in China is they're mobilizing. I think they said 500,000 troops to help deal with the emergency of their own troops.
But that guy, okay, this is in China.
Yeah, that's in
Okay.
China. China's
That's the earthquake.
China-
The earthquake happened in China, right?
Yeah.
And the typhoon was that, and
Yeah.
that was in Burma, right?
right.
Okay. Yeah. it's-
Actually, it's a cyclone, which is essentially, I think, the same as a hurricane, but
That's
they call
what
them
they tell me.
cyclones in the east.
Yeah.
Yeah, high winds anyway, very high winds.
Neither one is good.
No,
All that the earthquake and all.
Yeah.
It's awful. I've been seeing it on the
Yeah.
news, and it will just tear your heart out. They'll just they'll
Yeah,
just
and,
pan, and it's just it's bodies everywhere. That's
And-
got
and while
that's
it's
got to be rough.
bad enough immediately. It gets even worse in the weeks when people try and
Right.
survive, and the facilities and electric power and all the rest of it's out.
That's right.
No food supplies and all the rest. And there was a story on day they just pulled. I think she was a 7th grader, a little girl out of a collapsed high school in China, and she was trapped for I think 50 hours. They said.
Mm-hmm.
So that's amazing. And she's alive. So there's some good in all the tragedy.
That
They
is-
said the first 48 hours is the most critical.
Yeah.
And 50 that comes in just right at it. You know,
Flux density.
it's a hysteresis loop.
Yeah. Eddy currents and hysteresis loops and all that good stuff.
I'm big on hysteresis loops.
Yeah.
the tea party.
Oh, there we go. That's triode, and that's a dual triode actually, isn't it?
Maybe I didn't look close enough.
Trust me, it's a dual
Oh,
triode.
okay.
when I was taking electronics in school, we still had vacuum tubes, so I learned vacuum tubes really well because I'm smart and I was a good student.
All right.
How many people need to know about vacuum tubes today, right?
Well, you'd be surprised. You know, one of the biggest rages in the audio business is your vacuum tube preamps.
Yeah, exactly,
If you
because
can deal-
because of the high isolation factor.
If you can build a good vacuum tube preamp,
Yeah, tubes can still do things. Oh, there's a nice mixer.
isn't that nice?
Yeah. Tubes can still do things that transistors can't do, or at least can do them better than transistors. And one of which is, he was talking about preamplifiers or even amplifiers, especially really high-powered amplifiers when they're running those big steam-cooled tubes like Voice of America used to run with like hundreds of thousands of watts.
On a transmitter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they had a big VOA station in Greenville, North Carolina.
Yeah, I
So-
know. And then every time you
And-
passed by there, whatever station you were listening to,
Yeah,
as you passed right by it, you were listening to Voice of America.
Yeah, they had a big one in Ohio and they had a huge one in Europe, so I don't think they broadcast anymore.
Really? No.
Voice of America?
I had no idea.
I'll have to research that, but I think they quit broadcasting several years ago.
That doesn't make any
Voice
sense
of
at
America was their,
Our voice to the world.
yeah, our main propaganda tool, and of course the Russians had Radio Moscow, and every country, when I was a kid in the 1950s, every country had their big shortwave station.
All right. So that you could,
BBC, Radio Canada, all the rest of them. And one of the highest powered stations, though, was ACJB in Quito, Ecuador. It's a missionary station. I used to listen to it a lot.
See, folks, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. Myself, listening to transistors and receptors and all this stuff that these guys are talking about, you'd be real quiet and just sit around and listen, and you can absorb and soak up all this knowledge. All this knowledge from these young men over here. You know, it's amazing the minds that you have, and this is coming straight out of URTV.
Yeah.
but I had no idea that voice. It looks like that would have been like a big deal. That voice the.
Well,
America.
I'm going to have to check and see, but I know they don't have the big stations they used to. But I used to love to read about those big tubes, and they really had tubes that were cooled with steam.
I knew a guy who worked there. I knew a guy who went in and he cleaned those transmitters. And he said when he said they were all like encaged in cages and stuff in a big building and all. And he said when you went in, they had a big stick on a chain.
Yeah.
You know. And he said the first thing you had to go in when they shut one down, and then he'd go in and clean it, and he'd have to discharge all the capacitors. And he said he'd go in and hit them with that big stick to discharge all the capacitors and ground them out, and all before he could vacuum and clean up the inside of the transmitter. So they had walk-in transmitters, like where you'd walk into the power supply, and then you'd walk into the final stage, and they had its own room.
I remember when I was back in high school, I was fascinated with that. I was still am a ham radio operator, and WA4NUO. And
Do you broadcast?
Huh?
Do you ever broadcast? Are you on anymore?
No, I'm not on anymore. I used to be on all the time, though. Build my own antennas. But even in high school, I was building transmitters and receivers from scratch, mainly because I couldn't afford to buy them.
Right.
But I got a hold. I found out some information on those big steam-cooled tubes and they had water-cooled and several other types too. And these things were huge. So I wrote off to the company and made them and asked for a catalog. I'm a little high school kid. I was never going to buy one, but they sent me the catalog, and I got a lot of good reading out of that.
Oh, yeah.
I think I still got it. It was fascinating.
That's a tube that gets so hot they can't cool it with water. They have to cool it with
Yeah,
steam.
it was steam. Actually, steam.
Steam is so much cooler than the tube itself
Yeah.
that it cleans
I still got a whole barn full of old tubes and stuff, military surplus equipment.
Oh, we might have to look into that. Maybe we could build some preamps.
So both of you gentlemen are in the military?
No.
No, I know Ralph was in the
I was.
military, but you, okay.
Yeah, he was military intelligence.
Really?
Yeah, that's an oxymoron, but that's what it was.
Oh, now do I need to be taught? I mean, NASA, military. I got a lot. We got to talk about when we're not on the air. We're gonna have to do a lot of talking. I know.
Ralph is a surprise. He's what they call a sleeper.
Well, exactly. I mean, he said NASA.
Uh-huh.
Then I didn't know this. Now I know. So now we have some good conversations
That's how
now.
come he gets the honorary mad scientist award. See,
Honorary, I invented mad
he
science.
gets to come in as a member and as a mad scientist.
Yeah,
I could probably wear a white coat.
I've got one if you want it.
No, not today, but I will. I've worn them before on actual duty. Yeah.
Well, I wore lab coats long before I came here. I used to always wear them to work and stuff like that.
I worked at a company that made parts for F-111's aircraft control. We had clean rooms, so we had to dress up in the suit and put the
booties on
and the head
shower
thing,
cap.
Well, gentlemen, it's my time to go. I'm still got to do some running around because I'm.
What brought
once
you
again,
through the station today?
Well, I had
studio.
to come and meet my mentor over here,
Oh.
and touch bases with him and make sure everything was appropriate, and he took care of everything like he always does. So.
But you still got to turn in the paperwork.
Okay, I need to go turn it.
You're the producer now?
I pretend to be. Once again, one of those things.
Yeah.
But thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm just sad you didn't drink tea.
Yeah.
Rush off.
See anybody else out there, make them come in.
Yeah. We need some more people because I got to leave in a few minutes. I got a board meeting.
This is board meeting week.
Yeah.
Hey there.
Come visit?
Yes, would you have
Come
a
right
seat
in.
and have some tea?
Let's see. Looks like that's fine. Yeah, I would gladly have some tea.
There's a cup here. Nobody is not.
Okay.
Only one's been used is Ralph's and mine.
Oh, okay. How you doing, Ralph?
Good. Good.
Been watching your show. I need some of that footage. Oh, you drive a lot. Have you ever been all over North Carolina?
Yes. No, there's still lots of places to go, but I've been probably in every county in North Carolina in the last 40 years or so.
Yeah, they said the Carolinas is the mountains of 1,000 waterfalls.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, I've seen a
many
few.
hundreds, yeah.
That's what Ralph's doing. He's doing the waterfalls.
And covered bridges. I did my first covered
I saw the
bridge.
covered
cool.
bridge. I saw the covered bridge on. You posted it on the internet.
Yeah.
That's where I saw it. Didn't
And Pat shot all that. I didn't have my camera with me, so
it? Yeah, you were being the Vanna White
yeah.
of
I was,
the
yeah.
covered bridge. Here's Ralph standing beside a beam.
But there are actually scores of covered bridges in every state. There's very few original ones still standing. The one I shot the other day was an original from 1909.
Oh, nice.
But some of the ones built recently are pretty beautiful, so we're going to start shooting those. And get as many of the originals as we can
There doesn't
find.
seem to be as much of a reason to have covered bridges as there used to be.
No. There's still, and there never were very many in North Carolina. I think there's 2 still standing that were original highway covered bridges from the early 20th century.
Did that
Both
used to be a
down
big
east.
problem where a team of horses would have a problem going over a bridge?
Yeah, it's windy, rainy,
And they would balk or whatever,
Yeah.
give trouble going over the bridge. They'd have
and
to
if
cover
your
it.
bridge wasn't covered, they had untreated lumber and
It rot.
rot, and so forth. So it's just made sense to make covered bridges.
Now with all the treated stuff.
Yeah. Put salt treated lumber out there, you don't have to worry about it for 40 years or so.
And by that time, you'd have to re-roof the bridge anyway.
Yeah.
Come on in.
I'm gonna.
Are you going to have tea?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad. Pull up a chair.
Which
Kurt
side should I
Arledge.
sit on?
That works, I think. See, whichever side you think works best, you have a look at that and see. If you go to the other side, I can give you the Cameo camera better.
Yep.
You want to see the Cameo camera? It would be like that right there. See, and you can be sitting by the monk.
Okay.
Well, I'll do that.
So you can do that if you want to do that. Are you gonna tell us about the opening gala?
Oh, yeah.
I can.
Did you hear what I said about the opening gala?
No.
I told him, let me turn my mic up. I said on Friday the 13th of June, URTV is going to have, it's starting out its media Fest, and that I said we're gonna open with an opening gala, a semi-formal event, opening gala, and I said, now when I say opening gala, I mean when we say gala around here, we mean gala. I said this is going to be the gayest gala. There's been maybe it may be the gayest gala you've ever seen. Come on in. What you got?
That's the hope. And I
Getting ready
think
for
we
a board
can.
meeting.
Drag up, yes. We got the pre-board meetings crowd here.
I got a little
Are you
bit of-
going to the board meeting too?
No.
Okay.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
Happy Thursday.
There's nothing in there. What did you give me? An empty teapot? What kind of host are you?
I'm sorry,
Going in
I didn't
Thursday.
actually give you that, but
But an interesting thing about the terminology on that
I like
semi-formal.
Messing with
I didn't realize that I thought I was just using loosely, like, you know, semi-formal to mean, you know, you can be formal if you want, or you can
tea for everything.
not. But my mom pointed out that means that there are kind of rigid distinctions in that kind of
Uh-huh.
terminology. Like that means like a suit and tie.
that basically
But not a black tie.
that's basically
Right.
I'm guessing one step below white shirt, black tie. But a
Right.
sports jacket and a tie is semi-formal.
Well, what I really meant was, you know, like you can be formal if you want, but like, you know, I didn't want to mean like you have to wear a suit, so I kind of changed it on new posters to like fancy,
Well, as far as
Fancy dress.
fancy social.
as far as
You
me,
should just say costume party.
I think
Yeah.
interpretive. Interpretive dress allowed.
Okay, so we can
my
back up a
formal,
little
right?
bit.
Yeah.
And I've told people don't
Yeah,
be
ain't that
wearing
my
their
beard?
cut off shorts and
Well,
sandals.
no, don't wear that. I mean, wear, you
Okay,
know,
don't wear
no-
short.